Wow guys, you have joined me for a very special unboxing today. For those of you that aren't familiar with the Hermes sort of experience, these Hermes quota bags are not offered every time you walk into the store, but they're offered as a very special culmination to a Hermes journey that you might do with your sales assistant in buying a bunch of products that you really do love from their other range, and then at a certain point in time being offered something really special that you may have put on your wish list. And this bag was on my wish list, but I can't believe that it was offered to me. And I'm going to open it up for you to have a little bit of a look at before we have a chat. Some of you who are familiar with Hermes will sort of have an idea of what is in this very, very small box. So let's go, guys. Now, I did know that I was going to be offered something special because my sales assistant did message me and say, I've got something really fabulous here for you. Would you like to come in and have a look at it? But he never ever tells me, I'm really struggling now, I think I'm nervous to see her. He never tells me what is going to be offered, but just tells me that something amazing is going to be there. So let's have a look. Let's take this lid off. And there is a very, very little dust bag in here. And inside this very little dust bag is a mini Kelly 2 in box leather. Yes, with gold hardware. Isn't she absolutely fabulous? Like, I'm just getting tingles seeing her again because it's reigniting the unboxing experience that I had. Now, I had a really interesting unboxing experience at the store because I sort of understood, there's this video going around of a lady being offered a quota bag at the Paris store, and she absolutely loses it. She absolutely cannot control her feelings at that point in time, and she's like crying and screaming. And I wasn't quite that way, but I mean, I was like 50% of that. I was like pretty excited. You probably will have to look for the video. And the reason for that is when my sales assistant came out with this box, there's normally like a little label on the side. They take the label off, and that label tells them what is inside the box so that they obviously don't have to open each box and check which item is where. And on that it has the printed name of what the bag is, and I didn't see any of that, but next to the printed name on the sticker there is like a little patch, and that patch usually is the color. It's like colored in, and it gives you an indication of the color of what the bag is on the inside. Now, I happened to see a little glance of it, and I saw that was this beige color. So the little rectangle was colored in beige, and I thought to myself, oh no, like I have a Kelly 25 already in Cray, and I was thinking to myself, it's gonna offer me a mini Kelly because I could tell from the size of the box, but it's gonna be like in the very, very similar color family to a bag that I have already. So my heart dropped a little bit. I mean, you can never be completely disappointed in being offered a small, tiny, cute little bag like this. But I was thinking, oh my goodness, I'm going to have a dilemma. I can foresee a dilemma about to happen. I could tell it was small. I could tell a mini Kelly was coming. And as he poked this little handle out, I was so absolutely shocked. Like, I could not hide my surprise and excitement and shock in that moment when I saw the black handle, because I was well and truly expecting a beige colored bag to be coming out, or maybe, you know, even a gold. I was thinking that label could be somewhere in the light brown family, something gold or cream. And so when this black handle came out, I was like, is this a joke? Like, I can't believe it. Like, it's just not matching up to the color of the label. And I have a feeling, because it's, I'm not sure if any of you guys know, if anyone can correct me, but this is in box leather, and perhaps the box leather has a different sort of patch color that doesn't match to the actual leather color itself, and perhaps that's where I was mistaken. So I am so glad that I was wrong, and in turn it just turned out to be a mega surprise when I saw that it was in black. I had asked for a neutral color, but I was hoping to not be offered the similar sort of color that I had before, and I should trust my SA. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's offered me before. So this is in the box leather, which is the Hermes oldest leather. It's been around for a very, very long time. This is what they made all of their bags in originally. This bag is named after Grace Kelly. Grace Kelly also had a box leather bag. You can see that the leather is very stiff. You can see it holds its shape really, really well. It is smooth. It has this like semi-glossy look, which will become an even richer, more beautiful aged glossy look as it develops something called patina. So patina happens to the bag as the leather ages. It only happens in a really amazing quality leather bag, and it is created by things like oils or moisture in your fingers, exposure to sunlight, handling over time as you're moving it around, and it's just naturally burnished against your clothing or against your hands. I'm going to open this up. It is very, very stiff. And also by humidity and air and being just exposed to the general environment. And the amazing thing about patina is it gives each bag a unique look, and it's a sign of quality. You know, you can't get this in the regular leathers. And I love the idea that it will give my bag character, it will make it timeless, it will be absolutely mine, it will tell a story of how I use this bag. So it's going to be a real struggle to get in here. This is a really, really soft leather on the inside. I'm going to hazard a guess that this is Swift. Like, this is so smooth, and I will have to check, but it is so soft on the inside, and I really will need to get a little pouch to put in there to make sure that I don't scratch anything with it. But the gold hardware, I've peeled off the stickers because I just really wanted to see immediately the beauty of how this gold was shining when I was at the store. And so you can accelerate the patina on the bag by using it, by taking it out, by exposing it to sunlight and carrying it around. So there is this real temptation with box leather. Look, it can be a little bit delicate, and there's always the concern that you can scratch the bag because it's just so smooth, isn't it? And the comforting thing to know about box leather is that it is very easily repaired by the Hermes spa. In fact, out of all the bags that can be repaired and refurbished, box leather is the one that can really handle it. And so it's good to know that with Hermes, they will service your bag. Of course, you have to pay for it, but you can send it back to Paris and the artisans will be able to repair it. And that's just one of those amazing things about box leather, and I think why it has remained as Hermes' oldest leather. They've kept it in their collection in all their in these sorts of bags for a reason. So this has got some beautiful stitching. I've had a really good look at it. Look at these absolutely tiny feet. I asked my sales assistant to put the little strap on for me straight away. And the other thing to know about box leather, now it is a limited edition bag when you've had a bag made in box leather. And so these, I did a little bit of research, the box leather mini Kelly bags, they're not a regular sort of bag that is offered to the store. So something that's interesting is that the way that quota bags are allocated to the store is that at the start of the season, the store manager or the store purchaser will go to Paris and they will then put their orders in at the podium, at the podium, and they will then put in whatever their store wants to order from the quota bags and the non-quota bags. So this allows them to tailor what sort of quota bags or bags in general that they get to their market. So they might find that in their particular city that people prefer Kelly bags over Birkin bags, or more Constances, or more crossbody bags, or the bigger bags or the smaller bags. It's not just a case of Hermes just shunting the same sorts of bags to every store, because the demand for each different bag is completely different according to the city and the country that is the location of that store. So they will put those in and request the particular bags they like. But these certain types of bags that are made in box leather are limited edition special deliveries. So they're called push offers. And it's only when occasionally one is made by an artisan that it is sent out to the store as a very sort of special surprise to offer to clients. And so this happens with box leather, with Barenia leather, with Valinka. So not for the standard bag, so the Epsom, the Swift, those sorts of things, but certainly for box leather it is very, very special. And it is a harder leather to work with because of this stiffness, and they do have to be so careful to make sure that they maintain the integrity of the leather while they're making it. And it is a very teeny tiny small bag to stitch. I mean, it's absolutely incredible to me that all these little stitches are so perfect, and it's made by hand, and there's not a single ding on this leather. They've taken such good care in making it. And so to be offered something that is so special, my sales assistant would have not known that this was going to happen. They really just turn up at the store as a special surprise. And I'm really, really touched that he thought of me to offer me this bag. I think the fact that it was in box leather, he had said to me, you know, are you okay with box leather? And I was like, are you kidding me? Like, box leather is so special. I must have sort of put out this mental thing to the universe and it had come true, because I had been thinking about box leather, and I had actually been looking on the secondary pre-loved market to see about buying maybe a larger box leather bag in a Kelly, but I just wasn't sure like if I would be able to maintain box leather in a big bag. And it makes sense to have it in this teeny tiny bag because it's so compact. You can keep it close to you. You can really keep an eye on the corners and that sort of thing and make sure that it's well preserved. But you know what? The first scratch is always the hardest. You know, if I do ding it, if it does get a little bit of a scratch, the first one will be difficult, but it's really comforting to know it can be sent off to the spa, and it's really just such a treasure. I mean, she doesn't belong on the shelf at home. She really needs to go out there and live life and to be able to be celebrated for the beautiful bag that she is. So just a bit of history. This was named after Joseph Box. He's the guy that created this sort of special process, the finishing process to create this sort of leather. And I think, look, it's the feel of this leather. I really wish you guys could feel through the screen, but it is just really supreme. So I am so excited to take her out. She is just like a dream come true. I will do some further videos to come, of course, about how I managed to acquire her and my journey along the way. But really, thank you so much for joining me in unboxing this beauty. Oh, that's it. The last thing I was going to mention was, as you can see from the title, you know, it's a $23,000 bag. So to wear her and get $1,000 cost per wear, I'm going to have to wear her 23 times. Now, I don't think I'm going to have trouble with that. I don't think she's going to be the sort of bag that I just take out to a wedding or that I just take out to a gala event or anything like that. I really want to take her everywhere. I wanted to come to the store. I wanted to go to the library. I wanted to walk around the city with me. She deserves to go out there and live an amazing life. And if anything does happen, look, let's take her to the spa. And I think she's also great as just to be seen as an accessory. So I know there's this, I said it in my one of my previous videos, that people expect to have this dainty, cute, tiny, gorgeous little bag, but then they complain that they can't fit things in it. I think, look, there'll be plenty of times I probably just carry this bag empty, and she's an accessory. She just makes my outfit fun. And I think that you have to accept that and perhaps carry another bag along with it as well, a bigger tote bag, so that you can carry, you know, your water bottle and all the bits and pieces that we seem to need these days when we head out. But look, she will fit. She's definitely going to fit some keys, maybe small SLG with cards. I know my phone doesn't fit in there because I tried at the store, and because she is quite stiff, she doesn't fit my phone. I did try a Chev Mini Kelly at the Preloved store that you saw in my previous video, and my phone fit in there. So I think that's really just because the Chev is a much more flexible, and that other bag that I tried had been used very, very heavily, and so had a lot of stretch, and box really just doesn't stretch as much as that. But look, if I had to choose between Chev and box, I mean, any day I would pick a box. It's not any day that you come to the store and you're offered a box leather bag, and there was absolutely no way that I was going to say no to this. This is just the best offer, the absolute best. So I'm absolutely thrilled to have her here, and I will continue to get as much cost per wear out of her. In fact, I'll probably record the number of times I use it. It'll be interesting to see over the next 6 months how much wear, how much she's taken out. Let's just make sure that we have a lot of fun with her. Hey guys. Anyway, thanks for joining me, and let's continue to share our journey together. I will see you guys around soon. Please hit like, please subscribe, and stay tuned for some more fun journeys ahead. Have a great one. Bye.